Hello, denizens of the internet. Welcome to another edition of Random Brain Farts. Now, I'm not doing it on the RBF set, as you can see. I'm doing it outside in my outdoor grotto because it's the waning days of summer, and I thought, well, you know what? Let's do it outside and just enjoy the weather before it ends and we're covered in snow. Apple co-founder Stephen Wozniak recently told Bloomberg that Apple should have been broken up a long time ago. The great and powerful Woz is quoted as saying, "I wish Apple on its own had split off a long time ago and spun off independent divisions to faraway places and let them work independently like Hewlett-Packard did when I was there." I didn't quite understand what he meant by this quote. I did advocate for Apple to let the Mac go when at the time it looked like Apple had little to no interest in updating the Mac line. But as we now know, Apple has refreshed everything. And in the case of the MacBook Pro keyboards, at least several times. And lo and behold, while iPhone sales have dipped, Mac sales have been very strong. So now the Woz wants Apple engineers to be sent off to faraway places to work independently. I don't know what that means or what result he is hoping for. Maybe he's advocating for skunkworks at Apple, which I'm sure exist. Has there been anyone else out there who has been more wrong about Apple than Wozniak? The guy knows nothing about business. He is the quintessential accidental billionaire. Hell, I have a comedy tech channel, and the shit I make up has been more accurate than his. I know he's a quote machine, like a tech Kardashian, but I wish the press would just leave him alone. Apple will let more independent repair shops buy genuine iPhone parts. Now, I'm not here to regurgitate Apple press releases because we have integrity here at RBF, but this actually looks like good news. I have no jokes to make about this. I've been trying to tell Apple that supporting right to repair is part of their brand promise, a promise they have been fighting for years. Being a bad tech actor does not help Apple's brand. I'm no expert in what this new program entails. I'll leave the fine print to Louis Rossman, who could benefit from this program. But will there be some gotchas? I'm sure, because I'm a cynical bastard. What about the pricing for the official Apple parts? I can't imagine Apple selling those for a reasonable price. I just can't. But we shall see. But it does seem like Apple is moving in the right direction. Maybe. Now, this is only for iPhone parts. It would be nice if Apple also supplied MacBook and iMac parts. And of course, it would be nice if Apple would just finally supply the entire Mac Pro part. Apple is having its next iPhone rollout on September 10th, and what is no fault of Apple's is that no one is going to care. We've hit not just smartphone saturation, but tech saturation. Just my luck to start a comedy tech channel when tech is peaked and it's boring. No one's fault. That's just the way it is. We're holding on to our phones longer. The older you are, the longer you think your devices should work. Now, we bought my mother-in-law the very first iPad back in 2010. She was really pissed off a couple of years ago when YouTube services stopped working and Safari stopped safarying and FaceTime wouldn't face. Now, she's in her 80s. She comes from a time when you bought a washer-dryer for life. In fact, they were so well built, you put them in your will. Now you're thrilled you got through 2 loads before they break. We told her we'd buy her a new iPad, but she still didn't understand why that was necessary. President Trump's Space Force, which he had announced only a year ago, hasn't even finished development of their Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator, and Trump has announced the creation of Space Command. Its role is to protect America's vitals in space. I would have thought having fur-lined underwear would have been enough. When asked what it was about, President Trump is quoted as saying, "I think it's pretty obvious to everybody it's about space." I didn't make that up. Now, what's the difference between Space Force and Space Command? An official said the badges are different. Adobe is killing it on the stock market front. They have grown from $2 billion in 2012 to about $4 billion now on the back of Creative Cloud software hostage services. I'm glad for them as a business, but now they are increasing their prices and squeezing their customers, and I'm just glad that there are alternatives like the Affinity Suite. I've been in Adobe free zone for many years now, and I plan on staying that way. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, had his Twitter account hacked. Dorsey's hacked tweets were filled with hateful, racist, anti-Semitic comments. Wait, how'd they tell the difference from the rest of Twitter? The Rise of Skywalker trailer has been barfed up. Now, I don't usually do movie stuff here on Random Brain Farts because you expect expert analysis of the latest technology and space and science trends, but hey, it's Star Wars. Here's my analysis of the trailer. It feels like a sporting event, like a hockey game, football, baseball, anything, and it's a blowout. And the team receiving the beating just want to get off the field or ice, but there is still half the game still left to play, and you feel sorry for them. It's embarrassing. It's endless. You just want the pain to end. That's what the Rise of Skywalker, the trailer, felt like. Please, put this franchise out of its misery. I'm sure everyone hated doing it. It's 87-0, and they still had to come to the studio. It's done. We're done. Thank you, denizens, for watching this edition. What is it, Wancho? What? You've never seen a single Star Wars movie? You're kidding. You want me to recommend the best one to start with? Sure. I recommend watching Forbidden Planet. That's the best one. Till next time, denizens of the internet, so long.